A happy Wednesday to everybody. Did you have the most fantastic day of 22/02/22? Yes, an absolutely fantastic day. And I know that the energies were supporting us massively. So what am I going to share with you today? Well, through my studies today, I went deep into the understanding of how we think as human beings, because we think, but really there's about 93% of people that think that they think, but they don't think. There's people that think that they're thinking, but they're thinking of them thinking. If that makes sense. And we actually taught how to think. This is something that I go through in the lessons that we go through every single day about how we do think. Are we taught how to think properly? Are we taught really how our mind works as far as thinking is concerned? So because let me articulate. Really, I've got so much going on with my through my mind at the moment, because I've just spent a lot of the morning actually thinking, because our mind is programmed to actually accept the thoughts that come into our mind. And that's to do with the people around us, that's to do with the environments, that's to do with so much that's going on there. We have our faculties around us, which is our touch, our hear, our taste, our smell, our sight. And all of those senses come into come into our mind, and then that actually then has an impact on what we think. And I ask myself, and I ask you as well, about to analyze your thinking. Be an outside observer of your thoughts. Pretend that you're taking yourself out of your body and you're thinking, you're looking at what's coming into your mind. What are your thoughts? Are your thoughts negative? Are your thoughts positive? Because what we think, we believe. And so, I do incantations, and, one of the incantations through Tony Robbins is, I believe, not doubt. I create, not destroy. I'm a force for good. I'm a leader. I step up. All of these things, and and I think about that. I think about the words that come into that come out of my mouth, and I observe it. But I've been doing this work for a long time, and it's because our thoughts create our actions. Our actions then create our results. What do we think? And I'm using the collective we. What do we think about our results? Are we happy with our results? Are we happy with our life? Are we happy with our bank balance? Are we happy with our relationships? Are we happy with the freedom that we have? So it's asking yourself this question. And I actually wrote this down because the subconscious mind is totally deductive, meaning it has no ability to reject. It will accept whatever is impressed upon it as reality, regardless of whether or not it is imagined or real. So this is the thing which I'll go into. I go into a lot in my lessons about the difference between the subconscious mind and the conscious mind, the left brain, the right brain, the rational thinking, the irrational thinking. But when we actually allow our thoughts and our feelings to be penetrated into our subconscious mind, that is what puts our body into action, which gives us the results that we want. So going back, what I really want us to actually think about today, what I'm going to be thinking about today, and especially the people that have been on the lessons today, is to observe our thinking, with no judgments. Because how many of us can perhaps beat ourselves up thinking, oh my God, I'm thinking that way. Why do I think that way? Why do I always say that? Perhaps I haven't got the best body, or perhaps I haven't got the best bank balance, or I haven't got the best results. What are you thinking? Just observe it, and just be aware of it, because that's the first step. The one thing that, and I say that is the first step, because the other thing I actually moved as well is don't underestimate the power of the process of thinking deeply and believing that you can change your thinking to get the results that you want. That is the thing. Believing that you can get the results that you want, which goes back into the imagination. Because as I said earlier, regardless of whether or not your thoughts are imagined or real. You know, your subconscious mind does not know the difference between you imagining something that's happening or really, really happening. I don't know if anyone's ever read Cybernetics, but it's, you know, there's a a lot of studies in there about what they're called sportsmen and sports people actually imagining that they're actually doing a basketball game, for instance. And so there's a team of, you know, scientific study. There's a team that actually practices every day. There is a team that actually imagines that they're actually playing the game every day, and there's a team that do nothing. And there is only a 2% difference between the results when they go and play the game of the people that actually practiced in person and the people that practiced in their imagination. It's a fantastic study. There's so many studies about it. So it's bringing our imagination in all the time. Imagine the results that you want to be able to achieve. You know, as I say, daydream, believe it, bring that into your subconscious mind. You know, that is a step that really, really will help. You know, there's loads and loads of other, tools for you to be able to, to really impose this into your subconscious mind, so you get it into your actions, which is what we do in the lessons. But honestly, regardless of whether or not it's imagined or real, your subconscious mind cannot reject it. It has to accept it. So my action step for today is, especially for me and perhaps you, if this is something that you wish to do, is to just observe your thoughts. Observe your thoughts. Are they positive or negative? What are you allowing into your mind? What are you allowing into your mind? Because what you allow in will actually be a direct reflection of the results that you're getting. Have an absolutely amazing Wednesday.